Alright, BT. Two different pitches there on the bottom from that weekend in Valrice. Okay, I want to focus on just three things to kind of get us going, and then we're gonna add some arm care and some arm strengthening stuff to that. But the first thing, we've talked about this with the lower half. We've got to use our legs a little bit more. We've got to stride out more with our lead leg. If you look at the stride compared to these guys' height, your stride length should be about 75% of your height. So Jake Peavy at heel plant from toe to heel here is about 54 inches, which is about 75% of his height. BT, your stride is a little bit more than half of your height here. So we've got to get this stride length, from say 55 to 58% of your height, closer to that 75% range. So we've got to use our legs more. Back leg has to drive more, and we've got to get the front leg out farther so it can be a better post for us to throw against or throw behind. Okay. Generally speaking, you stride more, you're going to use the back leg a little more, but also as important is the positioning of this foot out in front of us to use that front leg and throw behind it. And here's kind of what I mean. You can really see, here's Jake Peavy here really using his front leg here and throwing behind that front side. Okay, and you want the feeling that your elbow stays behind your face, or kind of stays behind your ear there until after you let go of the ball, and you can kind of see your elbow rushing out front, your whole body kind of getting on top of that front foot. Okay, and as we continue through, you see how you kind of your back leg kind of continues forward, whereas they're still well behind it. You can really see it, even at release, especially on this throw, how much you've allowed your back leg and your body to kind of creep out in front. Okay, so we're not getting near enough transfer into it. We need to use that front leg more. You're kind of really soft with that front leg, and you just kind of walk through the release instead of whipping the ball out and throwing behind that front side. Okay, but the bigger stride is going to set a lot of that up, and then the idea of throwing behind that front leg and using that front leg, really using that front leg as we release instead of being so soft with it out here and feeling the body kind of creep out on top of it. Okay. And the same kind of goes for that arm too. We're going to work on more leg action is going to help with all that. That's going to get the lower out front and keep the upper behind. We're also going to work on trying to feel like this elbow doesn't get way out here in front of our face until after we let go of the ball. We want to feel that elbow stay behind us until that arm whips out into extension. Arm action is okay for right now. We may work on dropping down just a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with the amount of flexion we're getting and the amount of lag we're getting right here. So the main thing right now is we got to start using that lower half and throwing behind that front leg and whipping the ball out instead of kind of walking the ball home there. Got to feel it kind of whip out of your hand. Alright, bud, a lot of potential there. You got a good pitcher's body, good strong arm, and we're going to get more out of those legs, and I think you'll be a real solid pitcher for us this year.